Today we're going to be giving this old hitch some much needed love and attention. As you can tell just by looking at it, it certainly needs some TLC, but it's been around the block a time or two. And there's a few things that we can do to improve its functionality and our experience with using it. So I'm going to show you a couple quick tips on how to make it much more functional and usable for you. So over time, with the use of pretty much anything outside, you start to experience, surface rust and things like that. And this area is starting to get rough, and that's the reason that it's hard to basically add and remove from your hitch when you're making adjustments to it. So one thing that you can do to help improve the lifespan and usability of it is actually to clean it. I like to polish it as well and then put a sealant on it. So the best way that I found to do that is move over to your bench grinder. So if you don't have a bench grinder with some buffing wheels, you can do this by hand. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but you can basically take this and turn it into this in just a few minutes. What you're going to do is go ahead and turn on your bench buffer. It's best to bolt these down, but I don't leave this here long term. So we're going to just start polishing it. Keep your polish loaded up. Now for the final buffing wheel, I'm using a green compound on this side. Doesn't look green right now, but it is. And this is a much softer wheel, so we'll do that to use the final buff. So this is the almost finished product. So it's super smooth and slick now, and it'll help it to install very smoothly into the hitch that we're working with. So there's one last step. So if you want to do your clips as well, you certainly can. It's the same process as the pins. So as the very last step, what I like to use is this white diamond. It is a metal polish, but it also is a sealant. So it will make these hydrophobic, and if water hits it, it'll beat up, but it'll help keep them looking better and functioning better for longer. And it adds a little bit of slickness to it as well. If you guys are interested in anything like this, I'll link this product in the description below, probably to Amazon or whatever, if you guys are looking for it. But I've used this for years on a lot of wheels and that kind of thing. I don't ever use it to actually polish anything, but I do wipe it on, and I like the sealing properties that it has. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that here. It's super simple. This bottle is pretty old, so it's a little gunked up, but I just get a little bit on the rag. Well, that's a lot of bit on the rag, but essentially I will kind of wipe it on and wipe it in. Kind of act as if I'm polishing or whatever, and I leave it on a little hazy. That was like a lot that I used, so I'm gonna kind of work it into these areas. I'm gonna do it to all of these, and you'll know when to wipe it off because it's almost like wax on a car. When you wax a car, the wax, instead of smearing, it will completely wipe off when you hit it with a towel when it's ready. So, and this stuff smells really good too. It's vanilla scented. It smells great. But I try to get a thin layer, and then I'll let it sit for however long. You can let it sit for 10 minutes or whatever with a thin layer, and that outside layer will dry. And then you basically just come in and wipe it off when it's ready. And I'm gonna take some of the excess off of this as well. There's a lot. So we'll let those sit for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll come in with a clean edge on the rag that doesn't have anything on it, and we'll wipe it off, and it'll be perfect. All right, so we've let these sit for over 10 minutes now, and we're gonna go ahead and wipe them off. You'll know it's dry when we're ready to wipe, and it comes off as a dust instead of smearing, if that makes sense. Or coming off as a liquid, I guess is a better way to put it. So wipe it all off. And not only does that look great, it also is gonna function really good as well. I'm super excited about it. So this one is done as well. Clips look good. And we're all set. Well guys, we're finished up with these. I think they look amazing, and they're gonna function even better than they did before. I think you're gonna be surprised with the easeability of just, it's gonna slide right in. You'll be able to put your pin in there and it's gonna work great. You'll have to touch it up at some point in the future, but for now it's gonna work really great for you, or at least it should. If you guys like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We've got all kinds of stuff going on all the time, and I'd love to be able to share that with you. So thanks again for watching the video, and hope you guys have a good day.